Hey everyone, how you doing? My daughter was doing my hair, so disregard the bow. Hello, welcome to a new video. I hope you enjoy it, want to stick around, maybe even subscribe. We are doing a giveaway at 6 Honey, which I think last time I checked we were like halfway there. Well, no, okay. Anywho, you already know from the title that today I wanted to do a foundation first impression and try on, and today we are going to be using the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Foundation. Also, I think this is the first time I'm filming flipped back around into my wall. One, I can't explain to you how much the like 2 chips in my paint is bothering me, but this is not staying like this because I have a big ass shadow behind me. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I have a couple plans and ideas. There's apparently a hole in my wall. Oh, it's from my closet. Okay, anywho, but I just wanted to quickly say I'll be redoing my filming setup all the way in my next few videos probably. Anywho, the Pretty Fresh Hydrating Foundation from Colourpop. I got mine in the shade Fair 05W. I have it pulled up on Ulta. This has 4 stars out of 353 reviews. It retails for $16 and it has 42 color options. And I'm pretty sure it goes pretty deep. It does have quite a few of the paler shades. I've never had a foundation line not have plenty of like middle medium tone shades. It's always the light shades and definitely the dark shades that get neglected. But Colourpop seems to have done pretty well with this. For this to be considered an affordable foundation, that is quite a few shades. Let's see. This is a hydrating foundation that delivers medium buildable coverage with a natural skin finish. It's infused with coconut water and hyaluronic acid for hydrated, luminous skin. The flexible formula provides undetectable medium to full coverage that lasts all day. It is vegan, oil-free, alcohol-free, and fragrance-free. So like I said, I got Fair 05W. This comes in a glass bottle, but which I feel like I'm really dark. It comes in a glass bottle, which for an affordable foundation, that's pretty nice. And it does have a pump, which I always appreciate. I do like the packaging. Most of the time you see black pumps on them, but this one's white. I do already have my moisturizer on, which during the day I use CeraVe's hyaluronic acid serum and the CeraVe daytime moisturizer with SPF 30 in it, and I'm going to prime my face today with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Just a well-rounded primer here. It's never really given me any problems, and this is the primer that I've been using pretty much since I bought it. I've really only been using it. So my last foundation try on, I think I tried too much at the same time because I've been wearing that e.l.f. camo cream, CC cream a lot more, and I've had 0 problems out of it. So it might have just been I was piling too much shit on my face in one day. I feel really dark. I don't know. Hopefully it's not terrible for you. So if you've not watched one of my foundation videos before, I always do one side of my face with a brush and one side with a beauty sponge that has been dampened. 9 times out of 10, I prefer it with a beauty sponge just because I am on the drier side. Which reminds me, if you don't know my skin type already, I tend to have dry skin, a very sensitive skin. I have large pores and a lot of redness, like you can touch my face and it gets red. And I have quite a bit of acne scarring. I have no active breakouts right now, and I can't tell you how beautiful that is. My skin is super smooth right now, and I do want to do like an updated skincare routine, but that's for another video. So I am gonna moisturize my lips because I just realized how dry they are. Nobody wants that. I'm filming 2 to 3 videos today, 2 for sure, maybe on that 3rd one. I feel hella overwhelmed, but it's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna put the brush on this side of my face, and this is by It Cosmetics. It's like the Bye Bye foundation brush or something. It's just the angled flat top bookie brush. SARS. I'm just seeing if there's anything else on this bottle. No. Okay. So let's, I'm gonna start with about a pump and a half. Ooh. I normally get the lightest shade, and I think I went up at least to the second lightest shade. And that might have, I don't know, it's looking like it's blending into my neck pretty good. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I can make the color work, which is always good. And I normally don't go for lighter coverage foundations. 9 times out of 10, if I'm putting on makeup, I want, you know, if I'm going to take the time to put on makeup, I'm going to put on like makeup, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay, so this is definitely spreading way more than I thought it was going to be for such a like light foundation. So there's that. There's a shit ton of foundation over here. It looks pretty good. You can obviously see how pink and red my skin is, especially when I do this. You can always tell. It blended in really well. I did like half stippling moment to really press it in, and half just kind of blobbing it in. It doesn't feel like I have anything on my face, which is super weird considering how much foundation I have over there. It's kind of burning just a little bit. Hyaluronic acid, like I said, I do that day and night now, and it always kind of tingles my face on my drier areas, which are typically like right around my mouth. And that's where it's kind of tingling. It's not hurting, it's not burning or anything. It's just like a light tingle. It does say this has medium to full buildable coverage, and I would say that I have caked enough on that I have pretty close to full coverage. You can see none of my pigmentation. You can't see any of my acne, scarring, or healing spots. It is kind of like goofed up on my hairline though. It's not really creasing, and I really like this so far. So, sorry, this headband. She's old, baby. I probably need to retire her, but I refuse. So for the sponge side, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. These are $5. They've been included in several of my giveaways. This is hands down my favorite beauty sponge that I've used thus far. I'm not a fan of the Beauty Blender 9 times out of 10 just because I like having this angled side. I put a pump and a half on this side as well. I literally did the same amount just to, you know, assess the sponge versus the brush. And I was about to say typically sponges soak up a little bit of your product so you get a lighter coverage, but I really don't think that's what's going to happen. I am going to marry the two sides together down the center of my face just so it's not super stark. I always prefer a more damp beauty sponge approach compared to the brush, just because I do have drier skin and it does add a little moisture. It goes on a little bit better for me. And in my head, it's quicker. I don't know if it actually is. Perhaps editing Jennifer can put in how long it took me to do the two sides. So there's that. I do have it blended down to my neck a little bit just because I had too much fucking foundation on, and also because I have some healing business down here. So I'd say this looks pretty good. It is definitely glowy. Like, dear Lord, I look like I mixed highlighter drops in it. So it is super glowy. I do like the way it feels. I will say that the brush side almost seems a little more matte. This is definitely not setting down. I'm gonna wait just a couple minutes and let it try to set a little bit more, but I typically don't go out without setting at least half of my face, you know, like this area of my face. Typically today might be the day, you just never know. So yeah, I do like the color. I think this is a really good color for me. Once again, I have Fair 05W, and so far I like this foundation, and it is tingling a little bit on the side of my mouth on this side as well, so it's probably the hyaluronic acid. That probably means I shouldn't use it, but I still use it because my skin actually is doing better than it ever has before, so I'm not changing shit that I'm doing. I really like the way this looks. Like I said, I think I just used so much of it that I automatically went to full coverage, so I'm not going to try to build it up on any spots. I don't want cake face. I actually have to go do stuff today, but we like this so far. I'm really kind of looking forward to this. Hopefully this looks really good throughout the day. Hydrating foundations typically work better for me because, like I said, I do have a drier skin area already, but I will go ahead and tell you that throughout the day you will see it break down on my nose and my chin a little bit, but that is because I have to go out and do stuff which would require me to wear a mask. So we're not really going to talk about the nose and the mouth breakdown just because I'm pretty sure everyone's having that breakdown from their mask, but we will assess the rest of my face throughout the day. So let me give this a few minutes to try to set down on its own, and I'm going to finish out the rest of my makeup and I'll be back. But I am going to call the check-in time 7:30. It is 7:35 in the morning and I've been yapping for a minute, so let me go finish out my face and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. I've been watching what is her name? Registered Nurse RN or some shit on YouTube. Anywho, we are done. I threw on the rest of my makeup. My eyebrows came out a little scandalous, but it's all good. So to finish out my face, somehow I skipped concealer. I didn't put any concealer on, and I actually think this foundation covered under my eyes really, really well, and I didn't realize I didn't do my concealer until I was already doing my highlight and I had already set everything. So we're just on a no concealer day, which is totally fine, but I did set my face with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder in 05 like I always do. I bronzed up and slightly kind of contoured with the Wet n Wild Sunset Striptease bronzer. This is one of my favorites. And then I highlighted with Colourpop's Flexitarian, another favorite. I did my eyebrows like I normally do, like using the same products, but these bitches came out ready to go on a Monday morning. The only thing I have on my eye is from the Juvia's Place Warrior 2, and it is the shade called Kana, K-A-N-A. Okay, we just threw that on my lid, and then I used the Maybelline Sky High Mascara and the Maybelline Lash Sensational over top. And then on my lips today, I am using the Wet n Wild Cloud Pout Marshmallow Lip Mousse in the shade, why did they make this so small? Girl, You're Whipped. Pretty basic pink. And I did already set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. So this is what it looks like. It did not set down on its own. I waited a couple minutes and it just was not going nowhere. So this is what we're working with right now. I actually think it looks really, really good. Since I set my face with powder, I lost a lot of that glow, but it's still coming out through all that powder, and I just kind of look like I have a glow from within. The foundation paired with that highlight, which is super highlighty normally. I think this looks really good. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a shot in natural lighting, and then I'm going to continue on about my day. Like I said, we're calling check-in time about 7:30 and it is 7:50 now, so that's fun. Let's go do a check-in in natural lighting. Okay, I'm at my front door. Since it's 7 a.m. it's pretty cloudy and overcast, but this is what the Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation looks like in natural lighting. I really like the way this foundation looks, and for me to not have any concealer on, I still think it looks really good. I would actually call this like either a high medium or a low full coverage situation right now. I did originally go in with way too much foundation, but it's okay, so we did not layer it, but you guys already know that. I think it looks really fucking good. I've been trying to take a lot more care, a lot better care of my skin, which in turn is leading to my face makeup just looking a lot better on its own, because if you have a good canvas, what you put on, it's gonna look pretty decent. So I really like this foundation so far. Like I said, check-in time is 7:30. I have lecture today from 9 to 12, so I will try to check in with you guys at 12. That's the plan, at least. It is 12:15. I'm on break, I guess, a lunch break in between my lecture and my lab today. So the foundation's been on for what, almost 5 hours. It actually looks really good. I think it might be oxidizing just a tinge. I think it's oxidizing just a little bit, but I'm really happy with how it's looking, especially under my eyes. Like, it's not creasing. I told you guys I was gonna have a breakdown on my nose, so we don't have to talk about that, and a little bit on my chin. But normally I get a really thick line right here from my mask, and I don't have that today. So 5 hours in, I'm really liking it, other than I think it's oxidizing a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and call it and say I'll probably have this foundation on for 10 to 12 hours because it's only noon and I have a lot of stuff to do today. So that sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck that you'll get a good wear test out of it. It just sucks that I'm gonna be doing stuff all day because I'm very tired. I think I only slept for like 3 hours. But I'm at the Sonic getting me a junior chili cheese wrap and a drink before I go back for my lab. So this is 5 hours in. I think it looks really good. Dear Lord, I'm hot. It is 4:30. It's been on, what time did we start? 7:30. So it's been on 9 hours already. I started to get breakdown on my cheeks, but that's from my mask. Most of my foundations do that. My nose is destroyed, but that's also my mask, and my chin is from the mask as well. I actually really like the way this looks still. It got really hot, and even though this hoodie is like lace sleeved, I'm hot, and I just hauled all these packages in. But I really think it still looks good. Definitely for when, hopefully in the future, we don't wear masks 24/7. I think this would be a really good contender, or for when I'm just like rolling out at home. I really like it so far. I'm going to do a final check-in at the end of the night just to see how long I'll keep this on. So 9 hours in, I think it looks really good, minus, you know, my nose and stuff. We're not counting that against it though, because it's from the mask. Any foundation would mess up. It is 11 o'clock at night. It's been a very long day, and I still can't go to bed. I have to quickly run through some homework really quick, but let's talk about this. Making sure James's naked self wasn't in here. So this has been on 15 hours almost. I never recommend wearing your makeup that long. It's just been a very long, crazy day, but it could look better. So this right here, that would be my eczema flaring up from where this foundation's dried my skin out really bad, which is odd because it's marketed as like a super hydrating kind of situation. So it really dried me out. Sorry, it really dried me out around my mouth. And I know we said we weren't going to talk about the nose portion just from where my mask was on, but even around my nose is like super dry and irritated. But like my forehead looks pretty good. You'll have to excuse random pieces that are like taken off. That's from my daughter, but overall it just got like, can you see that? It got like really dry and patchy and like kind of just fell apart on me here. So piece of my hair fell out. Wonder how long that's been hanging in. I need to go through and add some more extensions, but we're not talking about my hair. Anywho, I think overall this foundation looked good probably until maybe right at 8 hours. I think it still looked pretty good, but I would say if you have to wear this for like a 12-hour or longer kind of period. Sorry, Ellie's crying because it's bedtime. Yeah, we messed up today. She took a really late nap by accident. Anywho, I would say if you're planning on wearing this for over like 8 hours, don't do it. It didn't start really drying out until after that 8-hour mark, and I would say probably if you have oily skin, to just avoid it because it is so glowy and hydrating when you first put it on. I feel like oil would break that down even faster. If you have drier skin like I do, just don't wear it for over 8 hours. But overall, this is a pretty decent foundation. I think I always say it in my foundation videos, and if I don't, let it be known. The foundation video is not the only time I wear the foundation. I wear the foundation probably for like a week or two until I fully decide if I like it or not. Just different primers, different setting sprays, different settings, and just everything else. You can change so much about a foundation. But overall, I really like this foundation, and I think it would be good, like... Sorry, I'm snotty. I think this foundation would be really, really good this summer and like the hotter months when you just want like a more natural, glowy kind of finish. So, I mean, you can try it if you'd like. I think it's pretty decent. It's my first Colourpop foundation I've ever tried, but I hope you guys like this video. That's all I have to say. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. You can also leave me a comment with stuff you want to see in future videos. So... that's all for me. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.